Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. You're welcome to join us if you're interested in knitting a Phrancko sweater. A Phrancko sweater is one whose pattern is generated at phrancko.com, or perhaps you're knitting one of my patterns that has been published in Cast On magazine, which use the ones in the magazine use the same construction as the one on the website. They're just not custom fit to your size. So with that said, hi, Summy.
Hey, Phrancko.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Serena.
I'm Frank.
Hi, Will.
Hello.
And hi, Kathy.
Hi.
So we were just talking about the hurricane about to hit California.
Yes.
When is it due to hit the coast?
I think Monday, right?
It's
Yeah, I think
Sunday and Monday. Actually,
Right.
it's already hitting the Baja Peninsula in Mexico, and it's coming up through San Diego and then into the Central Valley
right.
of California. That's
Wow.
the path I saw most recently.
Yeah.
I'm watching it because I'm driving back home tomorrow. I'm visiting a friend in Sea Ranch, which is north of San Francisco, about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And I'm driving back to San Francisco tomorrow, and I don't want to do it in the middle of a hurricane.
No.
Yeah, I used to live in Pennsylvania, and even 4 hours from the coast, if there was a hurricane that hit Maryland, we would get deluged and lose power and everything.
Yeah.
Hours away.
Yeah.
I think it's Sunday and Monday it's passing up through the United States. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I hope we get some rain. I really hope we get some rain.
Where are you now, Kathy?
Boulder. Well,
Boulder.
north of Boulder.
Okay.
In Colorado. And it's always so parched this time of year. So, yeah. Hot.
So I have so many questions. See, I should never, can't be allowed to take any time off.
You just think up all new questions, huh?
Well, no, I've been working on this, and like Will, I'm telling you. Now, Will, I sent you an email with the colors so you could actually see it.
Oh, cool.
At your Gmail. Do you, when you do it, do you knit the grid lines in it at the same time?
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's what I'm doing this, and I like it.
yeah. I like it too.
The other one is a little tedious. A
Yeah,
lot of over knitting.
Extra work. I mean, you have the extra ends to think about while you're knitting it, but I didn't find it too much more difficult with the yarn management. And then when you're done, and you don't have to go back and do duplicate stitch over the whole thing. So
yeah,
that's what I've done in the past.
Yep.
Cindy did it that way too.
Yeah.
She showed us hers on Thursday, and I thought it looked really good. It was a black stripe that was woven in.
Yeah.
It looked really neat, didn't it?
Yeah.
The one on the horseradish star.
Are you doing the?
Are you in
like,
butterflies?
what do they call those? Butterflies.
Butterflies. Yes.
You do butterflies. You don't do bobbins.
I do. Yeah. I butterflies. I do it around my fingers and secure it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't do either. I do like 4 to 5 feet of a strand and just pull it loose every time I want to use it. And then
wow, that's a lot of ends.
It's not really too bad. And I get really frustrated untangling the bobbins and the butterflies. They get wrapped all around each other in a way that are hard to untwist, and especially when you've got a lot like you must have now, because you've got
a lot.
all those ends for the diagonal piece. What did you call that? You had
the
a
grid
name
line.
for it. The what?
The grid line.
The grid line. Oh,
grid lines. Yeah.
And
well,
you've got to have 2 for every diamond, I guess, right?
So it depends.
Yeah, so I have 2 long strands and I start in the middle.
Right. That's
So I
exactly
knit
what I
one
do.
side up the right, one side up the left,
And that eliminates.
and then on two sides. So that's 4
Oh, that's 4.
grid lines at the same for the whole sock. Now, I honestly think this is easier in the round than it is flat.
Mhm.
This part, the grid lines, is easier. And because I was good at knitting the grid lines at the same time in the flat, I thought, let me do this, and it is. I like it better.
Yeah.
You really have to think about your knitting. Do not do it when you're tired, because you can't correct it with a crochet hook. You have to take it back if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
So if I'm careful and slow, which that's not how I knit, just full disclosure, I am like a road runner. Boom, I get right through it. So I'm had to slow down my knitting a little, which is the only frustrating part. I have really enjoyed the rest of it, except that it's slow, and I don't like slow. So anyway, and then I had a question for Kathy. The Shetland Wool Week that you're doing,
Oh, yeah.
is it a tour?
Well, there are tours on it, but it's classes and tours, and you can tour
like-
craft and stuff if you want.
Did you buy a package to do the thing, or are you just going?
I'm just going. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just going. And
because
I
that's
bought-
going to be on my to-do list for, I think, 2025.
Well, I'm just super excited about it. I can't, there's so much you can do, and you know, or you can just sit around and knit. So,
Right, like I'd like to go to Glasgow.
yes, that's
and I'd
where we're
love to-
flying in. We're flying into
Because
Glasgow.
that would be just wonderful. I've never been.
Yeah.
And then maybe spend some time in Shetland. Because there was an Aran Islands tour in Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
It was just so ridiculously expensive.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like $10,000 a head.
Yeah. No.
You're
I'm
kidding.
sorry. I can't do that.
Silly money.
Right? That's stupid money.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you could fly Aer Lingus from Boston round trip to Dublin or Shannon for $650. It's cheap. It's a direct flight.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheaper than flying to California. And just go to the Aran Islands, right?
Yeah.
But that tour, I'm like, are you kidding me? That's just ridiculous. So I was
Yeah.
hoping the Shetland wasn't going to be like that.
No, and the one thing I did do is I got quote unquote a membership, which gave me early access to all the classes and tours and things that are going on during that week. Because especially since I was only going to really actually be there 5 days, it's 2 weekends plus the week in between. But
Okay.
it takes us 2 days to get there from here. So yeah.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, because it's a long flight from Denver to Heathrow, and then you got to go from Heathrow to Glasgow, and Glasgow to the Shetland Islands. And we're flying. It's only an hour and a half flight from Glasgow.
Okay.
So, and we're staying the night in Glasgow, and it's a small airport, and you can walk across the concourse, and there's the hotel.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
when
Oh,
are you
isn't
going?
that fun?
When are you going?
September 25th.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So, well, I'm actually thinking about adding another class because they added more classes for Saturday, or a tour or something. So we've got one tour set lined up, and then a neat educational pub thing where they talk about the Scottish language and all of that. I'm looking forward to that.
And Glenn Fittich does tours.
Yes. Yes, we might do another, and there's another one at Talisker too. Talisker's on the other side of Skye, and half of the vacation is in Shetland and half is in Skye.
Oh, sounds
Oh,
amazing.
isn't that spectacular? There's just not a more beautiful part of the world than that. It really
No,
is spectacular.
No, I would love to be able to move to Scotland.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I could
Hi,
live in the
Judith.
United Kingdom easy. Hi, Judith.
Hi, Judith.
And hi, Cindy.
Hi, guys.
Cindy.
So let's see it.
Yeah. So Sumner's doing a
Thank
the
you,
grid lines,
Sumner.
grid lines knitted in too. And so I told him that yours looked really good. You have it
Well, I
handy?
did, and
Can I
I
interrupt a
did.
second? Judith
Yes.
is here and she says she can't stay long. Do you not have a microphone, Judith?
I do. I
Oh,
don't
you
know
do?
if you, yes, yes.
Yes, we
I
hear you
just,
fine. I
I
want
just don't,
to bring up the subject of the yoke sweater while Judith was here. She's
Sure.
been working with me all week, and we've discovered that the pattern that I had was not working.
Oh, no.
And
just a few adjustments. It's not completely wrong.
yes, and so I've spent days reworking the algorithm. I do know that I can improve what the problem was, but the program has become so complicated, and I didn't use good engineering skills, so it's not easy to change. And anyway, so we've been working on that, but Judith has knitted an entire yoke and found out that it ripples across the upper chest, and
No.
it's too big and too floppy.
No,
So-
well,
That-
a little. It's not completely off, just a little off.
Yes,
Really.
That's why we have test knitters.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Frank, you know what?
What's that?
Last type of template I did was a yoked sweater. I mean, it's the easiest one to, now I did the bottom up, not top down.
Uh-huh.
It's the easiest one to knit. It is the hardest thing to program because there's
Wow.
finding
so
that
much
out.
flexibility. There's so many different things that can
Yes.
be done, and it is a challenge.
And I'm eliminating a lot of that challenge by not having the person tell me things like, what's the repeat of the pattern you want to put into the yoke?
Yeah, I
You've
did
got to
that.
figure that out yourself. You've got to figure out how to do the increases to get the yoke repeats where you want. And many yoke patterns will do no increases for quite a few rounds, and then all of a sudden one round has a whole bunch of increases, and that would be another whole parameter. How many lines do you want to knit with no increases for your pattern before you have to increase? I'm not doing any of that. So I'm just trying to get the right number of stitches to get the yoke the right size. And
Yeah, it's not easy though. It's just not. Even without all those other things.
well, I just wanted to say, Judith, you've been wonderful this week. You've put in so much time, and I keep telling you, oh, we're going to have to start all over again, and you're not
No, I don't
complaining.
mind. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. I knew it's part of the process, so it really is okay, and I'm doing what I like to do, so it's perfect.
Wonderful. I'm glad you don't mind ripping out and starting over.
Really don't, but maybe I'm not gonna rip it out. I have enough yarn to start a new one and
Okay.
keep this one in for a reference, maybe. And then if I need the wool, I will rip it out.
I see. Well, good.
So I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone. It's so nice to see you. Just
It's
a few
nice to see you
minutes
too, and
before
thank you again
Yeah.
for all of your work this week. I'll let you know as soon as I've got the bugs out of the program and we can try again.
I'll be ready
Okay.
when you are.
Have a
Bye
good
everyone. Bye
bientôt.
Frank.
Bye, Judith.
Bye,
Hi,
Judith.
Judith.
Bye, Judith.
Bye.
Well, you couldn't have a better test knitter. My goodness.
Well, I don't know. Cindy's test knitted for me. She's pretty damn good too,
Well, but
Yeah,
I didn't have
I'm
to do it
thinking.
over and over. I don't know how I
Yeah.
would have been about
You
that.
were lucky now that I see what it's like for her.
Yeah, she's got a much harder job than I did.
I forget, you tested the V-neck collar
The
when it first
V-neck
came out.
was, but that, I mean, you think about that for the V-neck, it really was just how you were doing this front in the middle here. You were keeping all the shoulders, you were keeping all the stuff across the body and across the back the same. So it was just figuring out how to do this little section.
Yes.
So that's much less testing really than what she's doing. She's working hard, and that's good.
Well, I
But-
still have hope that it will be possible.
Yeah.
But,
But a yoke
there was a
sweater
couple of
always,
days this week I wasn't so sure, and I was
Yeah.
really getting depressed.
Oh.
a yoke sweater, just by the way they do it, and it really is cool because the design, you know, goes all the way around, but it's almost kind of like you're trying to make a triangle and fit a body.
Yeah,
And
yes.
that's not how we're shaped.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to add the set-in sleeves to the yoke beyond the shoulders. So the yoke goes out to here, and then it still goes across the chest some, but the shoulders
Yeah, you're
become
doing the
the
shoulder.
set-in sleeves with bell shapes.
Yeah, a
And
lot
that's what I'm
different.
trying to do. Hope it works eventually.
Well, if anybody can figure out the geometry and I mean like the body geometry and the programming, it'll be you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Kathy probably could have figured it out long ago. She's the real engineer.
No, no.
I think you both are a lot more engineer than any of the rest of us probably put together.
So let's see your argyle there, Miss Cindy.
I did knit in the little cross stitches, and I was pleased with how it turned out, how it looks. The size, the gauge is not right. My gauge is 34 stitches to 4 inches,
Ooh.
and
Very nice.
42 rows. So the rows is good, but the stitches it's too big. But I was pleased with how the little cross lines did,
Yep.
and you can see them all, and it did good.
And you knitted those in, is that right?
I knitted them in, yeah. Let me flip that, all that. I didn't weave in all the stuff at the top. I just bound it off and cut it off because this was for a
Hold
for a
it up
swatch.
again.
So. Okay, I'm gonna flip that stuff to the back. There it is.
Look how even the grid
Gorgeous.
stitches.
Yeah, just gorgeous.
The biggest problem with knitting them in is that they get to be different sizes. You know, so there'll be a little
Right.
tiny one that hardly shows every now and then.
Mm.
But you've done an amazing job there.
Yeah. And so here's what it looks like on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. I love it in black.
I like the black, I like the green, I like the white. I think this purpley color it's darker than I'd like. I think it's too dark for like this sock that I'm trying to turn in for the swatch. And so I got this color, which it shows up brighter on the screen than it actually is. But I think that will show up better with the white and the black. So
Yeah,
You
very
ever
nice.
take the pictures black and white to see the contrast?
I have, and it's really funny. With the that green, kind of that neon-y color, it's one of those that doesn't picture right. It comes almost white in a picture. It looks lighter than the white, surprisingly. Yeah, that's how it reads. It's
Isn't
very
that
strange.
something?
Yeah, but the others have really pretty good contrast. If you look on Ravelry, on my Ravelry, and I've got a picture of where I took the picture in color of those colors and then did it in black and white, and so you can see kind
That
of what
was
the
neat
contrast
that you
is
put
like.
it on Ravelry like that so everybody could see and learn.
Well, I wanted to learn from it and to see, okay, what is this going to be like? And so I did. So
My prior iteration, I had the so here I have some blue grid lines,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were a lighter blue, and I didn't even notice that I could barely see it.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, so I had to start again.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Did you hold something up? I was trying to.
No,
Yeah.
I have my grid lines here, and you can see them. They're good.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the prior iteration was a lighter blue, and I didn't realize you can't see them when you're knitting them.
Hmm.
So I had to rip it out and start again, and then I went with a darker blue.
Well, and if you're doing argyles for your own self, you can really use anything. I mean, it should show up, but you can
Right.
use whatever you want. But for this, it does have to be that it really contrasts clearly so that the
Yeah.
reviewers can see it really well.
Yeah, it's
Although,
a good
you know,
pattern.
if they're not looking well, I would be tempted to make it show up not as much, but I know they'll throw it back to me for that too. It's like, no, we can't see it, do it again. So no, I purposely really tried to choose colors that would show up really well and show up very clearly in contrast with each other.
Yeah, they do.
Was this
Yeah,
a
so this-
project you did a picture with? I'm looking at your Ravelry page. I thought I'd show it.
I think it's level. I think I
Level
said
2
level
Argyle
2.
sock?
Yeah, does it have it in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this is the right picture, but it looks like it is. Where's Zoom now? Oh,
Whoa.
So did I not show the colors of the pictures, or did I? Oh, I didn't show the others.
I looked at projects. Is that what is under projects?
Yeah, it is, but that's I thought that I had it under the other stuff, but I didn't. Maybe I bet where it is that I showed the other black and white one. Maybe I don't have that black and white one in yet. Was where I did the wristlet,
Hmm.
and it's level 2 wristlet, but it's finished. It should be down farther. Well, it should have been there. I don't know. Maybe I said I didn't like it as well, and so I didn't put it to the top, but that's weird. But it should be wristlet. Where's that? That's so crazy.
Well, I'm on your
thought I had it.
projects page. Is there any other page I should try?
No,
No?
I didn't think so. What did I do with it?
Finished objects.
Maybe I didn't put it in.
I am so bad about uploading to Ravelry. I could upload so much more. I just don't.
Oh, well.
All right, I'm going to. I'll upload it and I'll let you know when it's there.
Okay.
Because I thought I did. I found it in my phone, but I guess I didn't put it out there.
What kind of phone do you take pictures with?
Just a regular iPhone.
Your pictures are so lovely.
Oh, thank you. But I just use a regular iPhone. And okay, let's see. Go to. Just talk among yourselves. I'll be back in a minute.
So, Will, do you
I
have
have to
your,
look down, so you're going to see the top of my head.
do you have your Stephen West socks? I didn't get to see him finished.
I can go get them. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And Jenny, how is your music scarf coming?
Yeah, give me a couple of minutes while I get to the end of this row and then I'll show you. It's hard to stop
Okay.
mid-row because the needle falls out. And my clock's going to start boinging, so I'm going to stick myself on mute in a minute.
Here they are.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're
wow.
much shorter, aren't they, than
Yeah, I think it's the proportions. They're awfully big around. And so they look short, but they actually fit perfectly.
well, good.
Yeah. And I have a size 10 men's foot. So it looks like I have a tiny foot, but I really don't. And they fit really well. They're even a little loose, maybe. But
Well, good.
did you finish yours?
Yes, and I'm on number 2 pair.
Oh, you're doing another pair.
And I'm doing it without the basket weave. So here's the one without the basket weave.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that. They're not quite so busy as these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very cool. I like them.
I do too. I like
And
the
those are
you
on
see the
doubles.
case better.
those are on double zeros, believe it or not.
Wow.
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 Yeah, his smallest
Wow.
size is double zeros.
Okay.
Hmm.
What's the stitch on the heel? That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
It's like a garter slip stitch pattern.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of garter in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
Interesting.
neat.
Because isn't Eye of Partridge is like a stockinette slip stitch pattern?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would call it that. It
Yeah.
reminds me of Eye of Partridge, but
But not exactly, but it kind of has a similar look to that.
Yeah.
Is it a 4-line pattern?
Yeah.
Okay, so
4
maybe
rows,
it's
repeat.
a reverse Eye of Partridge.
Mhm.
I
Very
see
cool. Very
Cindy
cool.
has uploaded more pictures to her Ravelry, so let's take a look at those.
ooh, I love it. I love seeing that difference.
Mhm.
Wow.
But see, you can't, or to me, I don't notice that there is not really, I feel like, enough contrast between the purple, it's actually a grape, and the black. In the
Mhm.
color picture, it looks like there's plenty, but in the other one, in the black and white, you can see it more.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, you could see it, and they might say that it was okay, but I think it's a little bit hard
Now,
to
this was
to
with
do.
those 2 colors.
Yes, and see, to me,
So
and you can tell it, but
you can see it, but you're right. It
yeah,
doesn't.
but
It doesn't stand
it's
out
not
as-
as easy to see where that green and the black and the green and the white. It's very, very clear. And so I think if I did the lighter color, a lighter purpley pink color or whatever, it would show up better.
You might say it's not quite balanced enough in the colors.
Well, I don't know that they're going to say that it isn't. They're going to get on me for not being balanced, as they're going to get on me for it needs to be really clearly visible for them to reveal it
Mm.
Mhm.
to everything, because but I don't know. We'll see. I did measure JJ this week. He was here Thursday and Friday, and then I did my little swatch, which is now blocking in the kitchen, for the little vest. So I just have to get my gauge sorted out for my sock, and then do the vest.
Fun.
I've finished my row now, Frank, so I can show you.
Oh, good.
So we're just coming up to halfway now. So you can see,
Oh.
Oh, very nice.
That is
yeah.
just amazing, Jenny.
And so it will now start going upside down. So when you come around the other side, it'll be upside down as you're knitting it, and then there'll be the base clef at the bottom instead of the treble clef at the bottom.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And what is hard to tell, if I hold it up like this, you can see it's just starting to change color. Can you see it? You can't really see
Yeah.
a change
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
color.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
you can see.
starting to go pink now. So yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's where it's going
Wow.
to be. Oh, that's going to be so
About
cool.
halfway there.
So fun.
it's
So
a
impressive.
really fun one.
Yeah.
One more month.
And that, yeah, I might do it in a month. We'll see. Yes, if I have no interruptions.
Yeah, don't waste any time in silly Zoom meetings
No, no.
unless
It's
you get to
work
knit
that
through
keeps-
them.
Yeah, it's work that keeps getting in the way. They
Yeah.
keep wanting me to do things, otherwise they won't pay me for some reason.
I know, I'm having that same problem.
Yeah, how inconsiderate of them.
Really
Yeah, I
is.
was really, I'm like, you should talk to my friend Jenny, because she
Yeah.
tells me
Yeah,
that
yes.
I should be able to just knit and you can
Yeah.
pay me.
Yeah, keep paying me. Yeah, yeah.
Well, for me,
I'll
it's the
think about
problem
work.
if I've got to like clean the house or do the laundry or cook if we're going to have anything to eat at all. So,
Yeah.
You don't.
I mean,
know.
if I didn't have to do those things, I could have a lot more knitting time.
Making life work just gets in the way so much.
I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Yes, you got me thinking I should probably do white on the grid lines.
Yeah.
So that would
That
help.
would show up much better.
It would show up more, but mine is, I think sometimes there's a place for colors like you are where it's not as contrasty. That's totally fine. It's whatever you want it to look like. Mine has to fit particular parameters so they can review it. Like
Right.
even if I was doing a sock for one of the littler kids or whatever, it's like, okay, let's just do 4 colors of pink. It doesn't matter if there's not much contrast. It's what they like.
Right.
It's what goes with what they're going to wear.
It's a
Um,
great way to use scrap yarn too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, it really
someone-
is. I have had fun with you don't need a lot of yarn to knit Argyle socks.
Mhm.
Just go to your scrap
Yeah.
pile and you can just pick
Just-
whatever
and
crazy
it is,
diamond
and
you
it's
want to
just a
knit.
little. It's just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I had seen some. I have not seen a pattern, but I have seen some where people did pretty much every square a different color.
Yeah.
That it really
Oh.
was lots of different colors. It was
My
really
gosh, that was
wild.
because
really
it was
fun.
the yarn changing color, right? It's because I wouldn't
No,
want to
I think it
change
was.
those.
I think it was. I think it was that they were using probably bits and pieces that they
Yeah,
had.
using
Like, okay, this
using
one's
little.
navy. Okay, this one's teal. Okay, this one's orange. This one's green.
Oh
And they
my
just used whatever they
goodness.
had for. Because it's like once you start for that diamond, you're just using that one strand of yarn for that diamond.
Right.
So if you only have a little bit of yarn, you've got enough to do
Might
one
as well.
diamond. You might not can do the whole sock part, but you can
Right.
do one. And so if you
Right.
wanted to have multiple colors, you could. And they looked really cute. But there was no pattern. It was just change your colors when you want to, kind of thing.
What are you knitting, Kathy?
A swatch.
You're not knitting the cardigan?
It's the swatch for the cardigan.
Oh.
I told the story. I didn't say this last week, did I? My sister came to visit, and I had all my colors laying out all over.
Oh, you told me on Thursday. But
was on
tell the
Thursday.
story. It's everybody will commiserate with you.
So I have all these different colors of this type of yarn, and I was wanting to use 3 different colors, and I thought, well, let me see what 3 colors I like the best together for what I have in my head. So I had it all over the floor. And then she comes downstairs one morning and she says, well, I've been busy. I've already cleaned your office.
No.
And I just found the last color this morning. I couldn't find where she put everything.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
So
Oh,
last
that's
night
funny.
we had knitting club, and I balled up 2 of the colors, and today I balled up the 3rd, and now I'm just doing a swatch to see how I want to do the intarsia. So, yeah.
It's like, okay, sis, we're gonna have a talk about what
No,
goes
I
on in
don't
my
Touch
office.
my yarn.
I just said thank you, but
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
so
believe
funny.
it.
Like I told Kathy, it's like, I mean, even the little grandkids as young as 2 years old know that, yes, you can come in here and play all you want. You can get out the blocks, the books, the doll clothes, whatever, but you do not touch anything of Nan's knitting. You do not touch her needles. You do not touch any of the yarn, and stuff is all over here, but never have any of them touched the yarn. They know. It's like, don't
They
do that.
know.
Nan will get you.
They have a very short life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Next time she comes, I'll know better. I'll make sure everything is put away before she comes. I didn't like to tell her, you know, she's really sensitive. I didn't want to tell her, oh no.
She was trying to help.
Yeah,
She was
it
trying
happens.
to do a favor. Yeah.
It happens.
Anyway,
Next time when she comes, leave the kitchen in the state. Leave something for her to do that definitely needs doing.
Right, and windows are always a good one too.
oh, that's,
Yeah.
And you could even just leave the Windex sitting out or something with the cloth. It's like, oh, I was going to get to it, but I didn't. And have them do that.
yeah.
That's fabulous.
We get cottonwood fluff in all the screens.
Oh, we
And
do
that
too.
Takes a lot of time to clean up. Maybe I'll have her come next June.
That's fabulous. That's very funny.
And the funny thing is, she's a knitter, so you'd think she'd know.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would think it was kind of like, don't touch the yarn.
Yeah, but no, no.
That
She
is
has
too
all of her
funny.
stuff all organized in different bins, and she usually buys me like bins for my birthday, stuff like that. She's very organized.
So,
My
Jenny, is your
weirdest-
music scarf on a pattern?
Yes, it's on Ravelry. It's let me just find out what it is.
Not like I need another project, but I have a hoodie I
She
want to
was
do. I
saying
got
how
some
it's
yarn
charted
from it.
is really complicated.
No more projects, no more projects.
You know, Mike.
Oh, you're taking away all the fun, Serena.
Yeah, I really would love to just whip up that hoodie in the baby denim Aran weight that I got for Phrancko's hoodie,
Mm.
because it will give me a sense of accomplishment and I can just, get something under my belt. Since I've been
We
playing
need
with
to
Argyles for
accomplish
2 months.
something.
Yeah.
So the Argyles don't count?
Well, I guess they do. But I've done so many of them, right? And just all the swatching of them. And I've got like a pair of socks to show for it.
And you've started over about 100 times.
Right. Because I just
Yeah.
couldn't figure it out. But now I understand it.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely well worth it. And I would do it again in a minute.
Yeah. Now you can do them for the rest of your life if you want to.
Right. Right. Now I could teach how to do them, So I'm okay with that type of knitting. Like, I have no issue with it. So yeah, I feel like I accomplished something, but I don't have a finished project. Except a pair
So
of socks.
the pattern is actually just called Musical Scarf, and it's
Okay.
by Lisa Hannon Fox.
Oh, okay, easy enough I'll write that down.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I would love to see how it was charted. I've done some double knitting, but relatively simple. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'll
That-
show you the chart for this, and
Treble is it's gorgeous.
it is nice. Yeah, let me just find the chart for you. Hold on.
I found it. I can show it.
All right.
I don't have the chart. I just have the finished scarf.
Yeah. Let me just show the chart because it's quite complex. The chart, this one.
I can imagine. Wow.
Yeah.
And
My
long.
next kind of learning curve is charting.
Stitchfiddle.com.
Yes, I have that. Haven't done it, but I know where it
So
is.
this is one of the charts. So you can see how, because it's mirror reversed, and if I oh, I don't know what how much you can see, but so each line, but each vertical line represents a stitch. So there's 80 stitches on the needle, but you're only going to see 40. And then I don't know whether you can see there's like dots next to them and things like that, and the dots
Yeah.
show whether they're knit or purl. If it wasn't mirror reversed, the chart would look like this. So if it was which is much easier to see. Hold on a minute. So this is what oh, don't do that. This is what a scarf, a chart looks like for when you've got exactly the same pattern back and front. So it's a symmetrical pattern, and you can see there's much less columns, and you get one square represents 2 stitches, both a knit and a purl.
Mhm.
And that's much easier to read.
Like in Tarja, kind of.
Yeah.
Pearls.
But so it took me a while to get my head round how they'd written the pattern. Now I've got it in my head. I can read it really easily. But the first 10 rows, 15 rows, I really had to stop and concentrate because it was written in what I thought was quite a complex way.
Mm.
But there you go.
But you have to do it that way for something like that because it's. Look at that.
No, I've seen other double
my.
knit patterns. Yes, that's the yeah. I've seen other double knit patterns that are written differently, and you have less squares, but you have each square is either solid or half and half in like a diamond shape, so you can tell which half is the knit and which is the purl and which color.
Right.
Okay,
There are different ways of charting it.
interesting.
That is just amazing.
It's so pretty.
So when
So
you're
we'll be doing
knitting,
that next year.
you're knitting the second half of the scarf effectively upside down. So yeah. So that when you wrap it around your neck, it's the right way up. Yeah.
That is so impressive.
Cindy, are you starting the transformation sweater soon? The butterfly?
I have done the neck stuff. And I'm just about to where I need to start the intarsia, but I'm trying to make myself finish level 2 and get that in.
Yes.
But yeah, I've got it. I've done my gauge swatch. I did all that. I've got it all cast on. I've got the shoulders and picked up around, so I'm working in the round and I'm ready to where I'm supposed to start the intarsia.
And so all you have to do for level 2 is finish that sock, right?
The sock and the little vest. I'm
you
doing
gotta do a
the
vest
sort of
too.
a Charlie Brown vest.
Yeah.
I was saving the vest for last. I'm just doing a small size. It has to, I meet the minimum parameters and a little bit more because he's 7. But he was the next grandkid in line to get something. And he's like, when are you going to do something for me? So I'm doing it with this Arbor, which is the Targi wool. And I had checked
That's
with
from
my
Brooklyn Tweed.
yeah, Brooklyn Tweed. It's the Arbor. It's DK, and it's 100% Targi wool. And I had checked it with my co-chair, and that was okay. And I'm doing the sort of a Charlie Brown vest that Arinda did. Arinda designed from Cast On magazine. So it's a very simple little kid vest with just, it has the kind of the chevron design on the front with pearls and knits. The rest of it is in stockinette within just the pearls make the little design. So That's the one I'm doing, but I'm really looking forward to that one. I feel like that one I can just bang out in a couple of weeks. It's not that big. It's just there's no shaping. It's just square. I mean, you shape the neck, but the whole rest of it is just like just knit it. You know, no sleeves, no nothing. Pick up. I can do that if I can get this sock done. But I'm like,
Good
no,
for
you
you for
cannot knit
starting with the
anything.
hard part. That's a way I would have approached it too, is get this more difficult thing for me.
Yeah. Well, I did all the writing first, and of the reviews book reviews that I had to do, and the report. All that was done first. And then as I worked through the swatches, I did each swatch information sheet as I was doing it, wrote the instructions as I was doing it, did have all the references and everything, and answered the questions that were connected to the swatch information sheet, to those particular swatches. So all of that is all done. It's in the notebook, it's tagged, everything's done. And so then it's just do the projects, and like I finished with the little wristlet, and that one turned out yay. And so then it's just do this argyle sock, and
She had to eat
I
a lot
was-
of horseradish.
well, I'm embarrassed to say I did not eat it. I wanted the jar, and so I just dumped it out. I don't normally do that, but I just dumped it out because it's like I'm going to have the jar and I'm done now, and we will not use that much horseradish in quite a long time. I need the jar right now, so I just dumped it out so that I could pocket on that. But I mean, I had gone through everything in the house. Jerry was laughing at me. I'm just like measuring everything. I cannot find anything that is that right size. Everything is 6.5 to 7.5 or 8. There's nothing that's 7.25, which is what it had to be. But horseradish jar is 7.25.
What brand?
It's the local brand that is in our little grocery store at the meat department. I'm not sure they don't even make it.
She'll
that's
have to
better.
mail you the jar when you do your level 2.
When I get done, I'll send the jar to you.
They'll
It
pass
can be
the
kind of
jar
like
around.
you know that what's that story of the traveling pants? This can be the traveling horseradish jar.
Yeah, there you
Maybe somebody has a 3D printer and they can just make a bunch of them.
Well, I thought about, I know at the hardware store they do have all these different wooden dowels, and they're really, really long, and they're all different dimensions, and you can, just buy 2 feet or 1 foot or 4 foot or whatever you need of the different ones. And I thought about, again, taking the measuring tape and just measuring all the dowels they had, finding the right one that I needed, and like, okay, give me a foot of this, and
Oh my goodness.
so I could have it. But fortunately, the horseradish jar worked. I had gone through all this stuff in the house, and I have a big collection of vases. I used to work at a florist years ago, and so I had a whole bunch of vases, and of course, glasses and water bottles and all that sort of stuff, and kids' glasses and stuff. So, no, not the right size. But then I started going through the refrigerator, and that's when I found the horseradish.
That's funny. That's awesome.
I think you should have gone to the supermarket with your tape measure. I would have loved to see the look on their faces as you walked up and down the aisles. What are you looking for? I don't know, but it needs to be this big.
It needs to be 7.25 inches. So get out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Rain Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Fun.
Oh. Don't they still make those balloons that are like cylindrical? You could have just blown it up to the right.
I thought about that.
Of course she
And
did.
I even thought about it's like, well, a sausage. Could I get a sausage that's the right size? But it's like, no, I have to like block this. It has to be wet and it has to sit still. And I really want like a vase or a bottle. And so
Yeah, Capicola.
yeah.
That's it.
Mhm.
7.25 Capicola.
Cindy, we love your wristlet, but it smells like a sausage for some reason.
I know, it's like, they would not like it. They'd probably fork me
That
just
would not
on
be
smell
good.
if I did that. No, that would not be
Just
Yeah.
call it Oktoberfest wrestling.
good. From the Oktoberfest wristlet, yes. That was too funny, so.
That's fun.
Poor Frank, he may have to edit this one.
No, not editing anything.
We didn't use any rude words. We were good. We were good.
It doesn't
Once in a
matter.
great
Here's the-
while, I'll
here's-
edit out
here's the-
something.
Here's the wristlet, and this was
Yes.
it was exactly the right size. I didn't have to stretch it or anything, but it held it just right in position. I mean, this is it sits on my desk
Just
like
gorgeous.
This is what it is.
So beautiful.
So it did really, really well. So I was very pleased
Pretty
with it.
beautiful.
Turned out good.
Such beautiful knitting.
Hey, I could make a pickleball wristlet.
Yes, you could.
You play pickleball?
I've started a few months ago. I wouldn't say
Ew.
I'm really playing pickleball.
No, it's so wonderful because it's accessible to everybody.
It's fun. It's fun.
The friend I'm visiting here in Sea Ranch is an expert pickleball player and has started teaching classes. And he gave
Oh,
me a
wow.
class yesterday and the day before yesterday. So now I can't wait to go back to San Francisco and go out to the court and play some more. I
You
had
kick some butt.
Do you
What?
have a monogrammed paddle?
no. Why? Would you like to make me one?
Well, no, I'm thinking about if I did it, it would have to be monogrammed and it would probably have to be color coordinated to my outfit. You know, I would like that. I'm wondering if that's a thing.
Well, they have covers, and I bet a really nice knitted cover would be
Cover
wonderful.
would be perfect. Yes,
What an excellent Christmas present idea.
that would
Yes.
be. And you could knit it and do intarsia, and it could be like monogrammed. I mean, I think it could be perfect.
Yesterday when I was at the pickleball court, I looked across and there was another court where it looked like two kids were about 8 and 10 years old playing with their parents. And it was just
Mhm.
delightful. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
here I am 78 and I'm picking it up, and then there's 8 and 10-year-olds, and then
Little
there's
kids
young
doing it.
people who are just like really, really good and competitive and everything. But at my age, it's everybody says, "Oh, it doesn't matter if you lose a point. We're just doing it for fun." And that's how I like it.
Well, they are generous that way, but man, it can get fast.
Yes.
Oh my Lord. You can't catch your breath.
That's fun. I will have to try.
I love that people play like that. I think so much of the time that we kind of forget to just play and enjoy what we do, to just do it for the sheer enjoyment of being out there, moving, talking with friends, laughing,
That's right. Getting exercise that is fun and not a
getting
pain.
exercise, fresh air, doing that. Yeah. I mean, it's like we're not trying to go to the pickleball Olympics.
That's right.
I don't know. Some people seem to be.
Well, maybe some
Yes.
people can, but we don't have to be.
We don't have to play with those people.
Yeah.
No, we don't. And they're not playing with their children
That's right.
or grandchildren. In my case, it would be.
Frank, I think you ought to mention at the start of next week's meeting that we do sometimes talk about sweaters, but not a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've all knitted so many of my sweaters, it's not much talking about it anymore.
No, but I
Well,
was just
but-
thinking if somebody found this group for the first time and got all the way through the meeting, they're going to go, well, there was nothing about the sweater in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but we're always happy to answer questions, or if anybody has something they want to share about their sweater, that's cool. We'll do that.
Love to see the progress being shared on the sweaters when you're working on them.
Well, the behind the scenes, that's all I've been doing lately. It's a Phrancko satin sleeve. So,
Well, why haven't you shown us one today? Do you have
well,
something
it's
to show us?
Kathy's sample.
Uh-huh.
So
Show
I don't even know where it is right now, but we're running out of time today. I can show you another day, but
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have something done too on mine. I think I will.
my favorite part is doing that shoulder. So it gets kind of boring. No, I shouldn't say that. It's just
I love
television.
it when it gets to the body and you can just knit until you're done.
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
too.
but I just love, I mean, it can be a learning curve, but that construction is so interesting.
I kind of like both parts. There's parts of the sweater and of any project, it seems to me, of where you have to really focus and concentrate, and in the Phrancko it's all this right up here, except for when I'm going to do the transformation butterfly. I think it's going to be through the most of the body. I have to pay attention for the Tarzan. But then I really do like it when I get to just the plain knitting part, and it's like I can take it in the car, I can sit and watch a movie. I can talk with people while I'm just like, just go around, just keep going, and
Mhm.
know that it's going to fit, and it's going to fit the shoulders and the arms perfectly.
Well, it's about that time. 3:30.
3:30.
And thank you for another enjoyable meeting. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.